welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina. I'm very excited to have you here. You've probably seen the sweater 3 times in a row, but I'm sorry. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 more fall reads that I think you should read before fall ends. I have 4 young adults and 1 middle grade, so not quite a selection, but that's all I read. So I'm looking down because I'm looking at my books to make sure I'm getting them right. I have 2 horror, 1 thriller, 1 fantasy, and 1 middle grade kind of horror thriller fantasy. I'm not sure what category to put it in. I think all of these books are super great for fall, super spooky, super fun, definitely ready to put you in the mood. So let's just get straight on into it. The first book I am recommending is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. So I talk about this book quite a bit. I absolutely loved this book. It was great. So this book follows, I can't remember her name. So this book follows Maggie. Maggie is the daughter of a author, and when they move into this huge Victorian mansion in the middle of the woods, some creepy stuff goes down, which causes her family to abort the house in the middle of the night, and her father writes a book about it. So fast forward 20 years later, her father has passed away. She is now the sole owner of this property, and she doesn't believe any of the stories her dad thought. She thinks he just forged them all to kind of get some publicity, get some money, which I don't blame him, I would do the same thing. So she goes back to this house and gets ready to renovate it so she can sell it, and all of the creepy things that happen in the book are starting to happen to her. So she is just kind of trying to not only figure out what happened the night they ran, but also what is going on in this house. This book is absolutely fantastic. I loved the thriller aspect. I loved the horror aspect. This was even one of the books I could not read in my bed at night. I had to read it in the daylight. So good. Highly recommend it. Definitely got me in the spooky mood. I loved it. The next book I have for you is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. So I'm sure some of you have either read the book or watched the movie, but this book follows little Miss Coraline. Coraline moves into this big old house apartment complex with her parents. Let's just say Coraline's parents aren't the most attentive people they could be to Coraline, so it obviously gives her quite a bit of time to roam around and explore. Coraline finds this creepy door in her apartment, and obviously, being the very curious cat he is, decides to go in the door, where she finds this parallel universe where she has parents that are extremely attentive, want to know what's going on in her life, but they have buttons for eyes, and they want Coraline to come join their family and trade her eyes for buttons. So this book is very creepy in the aspect of middle grade. So I absolutely hated the movie. It terrified me. This book did the same thing. It follows it pretty well, especially for the movie to book adaptation or book to movie adaptation. It follows the story very well. It is still really creepy. Definitely would recommend it as a spooky read if you're doing the 24-hour readathon. I would so recommend it. It's so good. I loved it a lot. Oh, yeah, I gotta pause to yawn. Here's my coffee ready to drink. It is, and it's delicious. The next book I'm recommending for fall reads is Horrid by Katrina Leno. I just hit myself in the face with this book. This book is about a mother-daughter duo who move from sunny California all the way to dreary New England. And there they move into this big old colonial house, and there's something strange about this house. So, you know, they start to explore, do what they do, and she finds a door. When she opens the door, she realizes it is not just a storage closet, it is a little girl's bedroom. And it's not as empty as it seems. So this book is definitely going to be super creepy. It's actually based on a rhyme her mother used to tell her, which is super creepy. If you want me to read it to you, I will. I know you want me to. Let me read it. The poem is, there was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. And when she was good, she was very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. That's terrifying. I'm super excited to read this book. I think it's going to be such a fall fun read. The next book I'm recommending for fall is The Night Swim by Megan Golden. So this book is about a girl who is a podcaster, and she covers all these true crime documentaries, and she's gained a lot of fame since one of her podcasts helped one of their clients get off free. So everybody's kind of listening to her podcast, know about her. So when she decides to come to this town where she decides to cover a rape of a police chief's daughter, one of the inhabitants of the city decide they need her help because her sister went missing 20 years ago, and it's kind of a cold case. So she's trying to get the help of this podcaster. The podcaster is like, no. When we actually realize is the podcaster The case she's following of the rape is a lot similar to the girl's sister's disappearance, and it definitely is a very fun mystery thriller read. Definitely something I would recommend for fall because it definitely sets the scene. Mystery, fall trees, breeze. It definitely is a great fall read. The very last book I am recommending for fall reads is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. So I think fall time is just a perfect time to read fantasy, because I can't read fantasy in the summer because it's just too heavy. I really like reading light and fluffy and fun books in the summer, so these books I tend to save for fall. So this book follows Feyre, and I always say her name wrong. People are like, you're saying it wrong, and I'm like, I know, I don't know how to say it. And Feyre lives in the human world with her parents, and they live in this very, very rundown village that was, most people were drove away during the fairy wars, and she accidentally kills a fairy in the woods, mistaking him for a wolf. So she kind of skins him, bring the pelts home, and because she killed this fairy, the High Fairy of the Autumn Lands comes to her and says, you have to come with me, you have to repent your crimes. So he brings her to the fairy world, and she has to repent her crimes there. Well, while she's there, she learns a lot of things about the fairy world that aren't as they seem. She learns exactly why she is there with Tamerlane, which is the High Autumn Prince, and really she is going on all these ventures trying to not only save Tamerlane from himself, but saving him from the Night Court. The Night Court is scary. I absolutely love this book. It definitely wasn't what I expected, but in a good way. I definitely learned a lot about this new fairy land. It was so well written. I loved not only Feyre's family, but also the family that she made in the Autumn Court. Loved it. Definitely would recommend it for a fall read. I bet you could fly through it. It was fantastic. Alright, that is going to be all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed my 5 fall read recommendations. They're definitely not the typical fall reads you would think of when you think about reading in fall, but they are definitely some really good ones. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a super big thumbs up. Comment down below if you've read any of these books or if any of these books look interesting. If you like this video, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday. I always upload bookish videos, which is so much fun. Make sure you hit that little bell notification next to it, get notified every time I upload. I have some super exciting things coming in December, which I'm sure you guys will be super stoked for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!